I think that Peter Hall. Do you know Peter Hall? He was director of the National Theatre, and he engaged me to be the music director of the National Theatre. And I think that he recommended me to Sidney Lumet. I think it's as simple as that. And the one thing that I remember that always struck me was that well, it wasn't Sidney Lumet, but it was Odell said that what we wanted for the music was an academic composer, which is one thing I'm certainly not. And I said, "Are you sure you've got the right person?" And but I don't really know where the act of faith came from, but I think they listened to recordings of my music, and I think it was an act of faith on their part. And I never got any instructions from anybody. I just did what I wanted, which was rather interesting. And I think that I did it in quite a unique way. In that I didn't decide. First of all, I saw the film, of course, and then I remember spending 2 evenings making what I call wild track music, which is not in any sense related to the narrative of the film, but and it consists of a choir, a chorus, doing things like long notes, then some harmony music from wind instruments, and then some lines on solo instruments, and none of this was in relation to the piece, but at the back of my mind I knew what the atmosphere of the film was. So I ended up with like a bag of what you call wild track, and that seemed to me quite an interesting way of going about the film, of making the music for the film. Then I recorded it all, and then we got a recording. Peter Zinoviev had a studio, which had certain filtering devices and computer devices and things which I could subject this material to, and still with no precise place where the music that I'd done would fit. But in a way it became like a piece of cubism, that you put things in position. So once we had the recorded music, we subjected it to treatments of filtering, vary speed, slowing some of it down, and so that the material that I had, which still was not in relation to the movie, it proliferated. So we had a lot of material, and then we had are they called moviolas? You could see the thing. So And I didn't show any. I didn't. Nobody listened to the music, or um, and 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 then I found positions within the movie where certain music could be laid, and I picked this material that I treated, and we had it on a 4-track tape, and 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 then I sort of put it together, um, um, and decided where it would go, and then where it wouldn't go, or I could take it out or put it back. But it was all done in the studio. We didn't have any live music recorded to the timing of the movie. Once I had the movie, I could then find precise lengths, and I could patch them into the thing. So anyway, that's how I did it, and never a word was said. They did ask for some places for music, which I agreed, and I said that some places it would be better without, and they accepted my I don't know, advice, or they accepted my innocence, because I'd never done anything like that before, and nor have I done anything like that since. Peter Zinoviev was into electronic music, and specifically in the early days of what you might call computer music, in which that you can deal with live music and treat it, and distortion is the wrong word, because it never should sound distorted, but it's like it's like focus in cinema that you know, you can hear the original contour of the music, but it becomes, as it were, filtered, and then the simple thing, of course, of slowing music down, because when you slow music down, it has certain, you define a sort of graininess within it, which is I find rather mysterious, and it has things within it which you don't hear when it's pure, and I was also an innocent in dealing with that, there's a lot of hit and miss, in a way, that you don't know when you subject it certain things to certain treatments. You don't know what you're going to get. So this is a sort of extension of the whole technique that I'd like to think that I invented in order to do this music. Well, I think that the music of cinema is a cliche by necessity, in that you have to give them what they want, and I had discussions with Houston. What was it?
John Huston.
I had conversation with John Huston, who wanted me to do a film, or he was testing me out about it, and I realised that he was going to tell me what to do, and I find it difficult to do what I do anyway without somebody else telling me what to do, and the other problem is the one thing that I've been shy about is that there is no time. You know, I mean, a lot of these film composers, you know, they can do it in 4 weeks, the whole thing. I'm definitely the wrong person to do this, and so I felt shy of doing it. And I've had 1 or 2 offers of, well, they don't work like that. Because when you have no credit, as it were. So that was remarkable about this film, that they allowed me to do what I did in an act of faith of not having done it before, and they seemed to like what I did.